Okay, hello again. This is Digital Dirk Star. This is take two on this video, unfortunately. Anyway, so today I am going to be talking about Bitcoin and blockchain technology and cryptocurrency for the beginner, basically. This is going to be for people who don't know what it is, don't get it, don't understand it. They maybe have only heard of it. They don't know anything about it. This is for those people. And we're going to start at the beginning. Basically, Bitcoin was founded in the year 2009. It was created or invented utilizing a newish technology called blockchain technology. In other words, basically, Bitcoin is the founder of blockchain technology, and blockchain technology is what basically all cryptocurrency to this day, for the most part, is based on. Let's see. It was invented, Bitcoin, because it had a need. Clearly, right before 2009, in 2007 and 2008, we had a major economic recession occur in the United States, and that recession was caused by the people, unfortunately, that rule the world through their banking cartel. The banks and the Federal Reserve and the politicians and the government of the United States of America, they caused all of that problem. And it was caused because the financial system is fundamentally flawed. It's corrupt, it's flawed, it's run by criminals and fraudsters, and this is what crony capitalism and globalism is. If you don't know what those are, start Googling. Now's the time to get educated, to start becoming aware of what's going on, who the troublemakers are, who are causing the problems. These are where the problems are coming from. They're coming from the ultra wealthy power elite, the rich, the 0.0001%. They are the cause of the problems in the world. But anyway, so Bitcoin was founded because all of these criminals and fraudsters basically really screwed over the people. A lot of people got hurt really bad back then. They lost money from their pension plans. They lost their homes. It caused a lot of problems. So Bitcoin was founded out of that, basically. The person who founded Bitcoin was, we'll just say for now, it was a Japanese man named Satoshi Nakamoto. A lot of people believe maybe it's a group of people actually who are Satoshi and all this kind of thing. But for our purposes, we'll just say Satoshi Nakamoto is the inventor of Bitcoin. And basically what this man did was he saw all that calamity and mayhem occur, and he said, hell no, should this ever occur again to the people, to the good people of the planet. And this man was a very smart mathematician, computer genius, computer scientist, geek, okay, super geek. And what this guy did was he set out to write the owner's manual for Bitcoin. And he sent it out anonymously to a bunch of other scientists and geeks in the world, a bunch of professors. And they all looked at this owner's manual, basically this designs, the plans for Bitcoin, and they looked at the math and everything, and they said, they said, this is it's all very interesting. And then they said, but if you do the math and you do everything, it all checks out. So all of these other computer geeks and scientists and professors, they got together and they basically built it, and they created Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is 10 years old, just had its birthday like a month or two ago or whatever, and it's still going strong to this day. Bitcoin invented blockchain technology, okay? They're the inventors of this technology. So they basically have, you know, first mover status. They have inventor status. It's not going anywhere. It cannot be stopped. It's not a scam. It's not a Ponzi scheme like a lot of people think that just don't know anything about it. A lot of ignorant, you know, prejudicial people just come to some conclusions out of their head that it's a scam or da da da, and these people are clearly wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, Bitcoin is a big deal, and so is blockchain technology. So that's why and how it was founded. That's who founded it. Let's talk about some of its attributes. Basically, Bitcoin is a decentralized, distributed ledger of transactions and information. You know, any other information or data can also be put on this ledger, this distributed ledger. But anyway, yeah, it's the blockchain is all of this, these transactions and data and information put onto this blockchain, and there's a series of blocks that are connected together on this blockchain. Every time the block gets so big, X amount of megabytes or whatever, it creates a new block, and all of the prior information and data from the last block gets transferred over to the next block, okay? And how the transactions are done, anytime somebody sends or receives or buys or sells Bitcoin in the world, the transaction gets sent out to various what's called miners. And these miners are the people who actually do the transactions, and then it gets confirmed. It has to get X amount of confirmations on the blockchain. Once it gets X amount of confirmations on the blockchain, it gets to what's called consensus. Once it reaches consensus, it gets permanently emblazoned onto the blockchain through a timestamp, it's called, that records the time, the date, the transaction, all kinds of necessary information. Bam, it is emblazoned onto the blockchain forever. And then, like I said, and then once that block gets full, it creates another one, and it keeps going until, you know, forever, infinitely. Anyway, now these miners, the way the transactions are done, it's called mining. And this is why it's decentralized. This is why no government or central authority can control it, because there's no central place where the transactions are being conducted. Like, for example, a bank, you know, like a corrupt bank, like, you know, like J.P. Morgan Chase or Goldman Sachs or Lehman Brothers or any of these other corrupt fraudsters and criminals exist. You know, that work in cahoots with our government and the Federal Reserve. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But anyway, these transactions are conducted and done by regular old people all around the planet. They're called miners. And how it works is these people, the simple term, the simple explanation is basically you or I or anybody else with a desktop computer can buy a specific video card, insert it into your computer, into the hardware, and then you download some software, you hit the start button, and now your computer is set up and ready to receive and perform the necessary math and the necessary algorithm when the transaction gets sent to them. So the transaction gets sent to them through the software and the hardware on their computer. It does some calculations. It solves a riddle. When that riddle and those calculations are solved, it confirms the transaction or denies it. Anyway, it confirms the transaction and it says, yes, this is kosher, this transaction, and it sends it off to another miner's computer to also solve that riddle and do those calculations and to get approved or confirmed, basically. And like I said, once it gets X amount of confirmations, you have consensus, it goes through, ta-da, it's done. Now every time one of these transactions gets confirmed and there's consensus, everybody, the people's computers, they get a little tiny cut. They get a little tiny fee, a fraction of a Bitcoin they earn. So they're earning Bitcoin for doing these transactions. Now it's very minimal. You know, to send or receive Bitcoin anywhere in the world in relatively a short amount of time, well, let's say an instant, it costs a fraction of a penny compared to what the banks charge. It's very economical, and it's basically free, and it happens without them being in the middle. We don't need them. I can send or receive Bitcoin anywhere in the world to anybody who has a Bitcoin wallet and a Bitcoin address in an instant for free. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so what you have now is you have people all around the world who are doing the mining, who are now able to earn Bitcoin. They're the ones doing the work. So it quite literally is distributing the wealth back amongst the people of the planet, instead of the money going directly to the pinnacle of the top of the pyramid, where all of the fraudulent, criminal, bankster, corporate, crony, capitalist, fascist, totalitarian pigs exist. Okay, if you want to be quite honest, it bypasses all of that. It's the most wonderful thing ever, if you ask me, for the people. It is truly the most ingenious revolution ever to come to the planet Earth for the people. Because it literally, once people become more aware of the power of blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, and specifically Bitcoin we will have mass adoption. Mass adoption is just a matter of time. People need to become aware of this brilliant technology, and once they do, they'll adopt it, and it'll sweep over the planet. It already is. I mean, if you look all over the planet, the banks and the stock markets, not the banks, well, the banks, they're getting in on it. They're utilizing the blockchain technology. They know it's faster, cheaper, more efficient. There's a record of events. So stock markets all around the world are utilizing it. They're getting on board. They want to trade it. They want to own it. They have a lot of rich clients who want to own it. Everybody sees the benefit in it. It has tremendous benefits. There's a whole multitude of ways that blockchain technology can be utilized around the world for the benefit of people and businesses, without a middleman in the middle, extracting, a toll, which isn't necessary. So let's see. So that's mining. That's Bitcoin. It's a big deal for the people. It gives them power. That's kind of what I really wanted to conclude in this particular video. What is Bitcoin? Where did it come from? Who invented it? The underlying technology, which is blockchain technology. How the transactions are done, why it's so important. Yeah, it's, let's talk a little bit more about Bitcoin and some of its benefits, I guess, real quick. A lot of people are comparing it to gold. They're calling it a digital gold. In fact, they're saying in a lot of ways, in fact, as best I can tell, in most ways, Bitcoin is literally better than gold. Now, I understand gold has been around for 5,000–6,000 years. Gold is not going to go away. Gold and precious metals, they have secured their place in the world as a legitimate asset class. I get it. That's cool. That's awesome. Gold has always been there. It's survived economic collapses and downturns in economies and countries, the world over. But anyway, Bitcoin, and the reason they're calling it digital gold is because there's a finite amount of them. There's only 21 million that will ever be mined. And one Bitcoin can be broken down into 100 million pieces called Satoshis. In fact, that's why Bitcoin has an 8 decimal point number, or decimal. Anyway, so let's see. Governments cannot manipulate it. They can't control it since it's decentralized. It's totally out of their control. They can't stop it. That's the other beauty of this whole thing. They cannot stop it. But we can still trade it peer-to-peer on our phones, that sort of thing. It can't be manipulated. No Federal Reserve, no central bank can print more of them. They can't raise and lower the interest rate on it. They can't do all of these, manipulative things that they have been able to do to the dollar and fiat currencies up until now, which is basically mostly the problem with, with our financial system. In fact, that's why it's going to die. Our current financial system is toast. It's going by the wayside. People the world over are rejecting it. They're rejecting the globalists. They're rejecting the evil, sick, sinister men who have controlled it all of these years, for hundreds of years. This is what we're witnessing to this day in France and all over Europe. Globalism, or globalization, and these unions trying to put many countries together and tear apart their sovereignty and their nationalism, their nationalities, trying to group them together in these blocks and make one size fits all, bureaucratic regulations and rules for all. It doesn't fly. The people have, especially in France, have put their foot down and said, hell no, we're tired of it. Emmanuel Macron, he's a globalist, a fascist pig. He represents all that is wrong with the banking system and the financial system of the world. He's a total creeper. But anyway, Bitcoin literally frees humanity from these pigs, and it has blockchain technology, the technology that underlies Bitcoin. The technology that Bitcoin founded has all kinds of use cases and oh my God, and uses in general to make things more fair, more free, efficient, put the power back into the hands of the people. There is an entire new smart economy, digital smart economy that's coming like a wave over the planet. It is going to free people and give people more money in their pockets, and it's going to take away the power from these criminals that have run everything until now. There is a paradigm shift occurring in the world, in the financial system, and it is truly awesome. And this is why I am making these videos. I want everybody on the planet to know what's going on, what's coming, and how we can all benefit from it. Yeah, it's a big deal. Please start learning all you can. The sooner you start learning about all of this new technology and Bitcoin and blockchain technology, the better off you personally will be in the future. Start learning about it. I hope you're able to glean information about Bitcoin and blockchain and crypto out of this video. I really hope you got something out of it. I'm going to continue to make these videos. This is my second one. Thank you very much. I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable behind the camera and making it. I need subscribers. I need people to comment and like my videos. Please do so. I'll leave a description and whatnot about the video, and I'm going to post this sucker real soon. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. I hope to have you again as a viewer. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.